She should have been asleep. Everyone else was. But the sound, that sound, had pulled her out of her dreams and into the darkness. It started faint, barely more than a whisper on the night air, a strange, haunting whistle that seemed to float between the trees. Not quite a bird, not quite a flute, but something ancient and alive. Elira's eyes snapped open. The forest outside her tent was calling her, and no matter how much she tried to ignore it, that melody kept tugging at her heart, pulling her toward the unknown. She slipped out of bed, her feet touching the cold ground, and without a second thought, she grabbed her boots and slipped them on. Her hands trembled slightly, not from fear, but from a restless excitement she couldn't explain. The jungle was alive tonight, and the sound was a secret only she could hear. Quietly, she stepped outside, the night air wrapping around her like a cloak, and with every heartbeat, the strange whistle grew clearer, deeper, pulling her into the shadows beyond the safety of the camp. The deeper Elira walked into the jungle, the more the world around her seemed to change. The thick leaves overhead blocked out the faint moonlight, and the air grew heavy with the scent of earth and rain. Every step she took was muffled by the soft moss and fallen leaves underfoot. The strange melody floated ahead of her, weaving through the trees like a thread pulling her forward. Around her, the jungle began to shimmer with an almost otherworldly glow. Tiny fungi clung to the bark of trees, casting a faint blue light that pulsed gently like a heartbeat. Strange shapes moved just beyond her vision, silent creatures watching, curious but unseen. Vines dangled from branches, swaying slowly as if stirred by a breeze she couldn't feel. As Elira moved forward, she noticed strange carvings etched into the trees. They were unlike anything she had ever seen, spirals, dots, and lines arranged in patterns that seemed almost musical. Her fingers brushed against one of the symbols, and she felt a faint vibration, as if the tree itself was humming softly in response. The sound was closer now, no longer a whisper, but a clear, haunting note that resonated deep inside her chest. It felt alive, full of emotion, hope, longing, maybe even a warning. Her heart quickened as she pressed on, the jungle growing quieter around her, as if holding its breath. Suddenly, the melody stopped. A heavy silence fell, wrapping around Elira like a thick fog. She stood frozen, eyes wide, ears straining in the darkness. Then, just as she began to wonder if the sound had been nothing but a dream, it played again, closer, stronger, right behind her. Elira turned slowly, her breath catching in her throat. The jungle wasn't empty. Someone, or something, was there, waiting. From the shadows stepped a figure unlike anything Elira had ever seen. Tall and wrapped in layers of vines and feathers, the stranger moved with a quiet grace, almost blending into the jungle itself. His face was hidden behind an intricate mask carved from wood, decorated with patterns that mirrored the symbols she had seen on the trees. In his hands, he held a wooden flute, ornate and worn, as if it had been passed down through generations. Elira's breath caught. For a moment, neither of them moved. The strange melody she had been chasing seemed to hang in the air between them, filling the space with a silent tension. Then, the figure raised the flute to his lips and played a single, clear note that echoed through the jungle like a call. His voice, when he spoke, was soft and rhythmic, like a song woven from the forest itself. "I have been calling to you, Elira," he said. "You are the one who hears the jungle's heart." Confused but mesmerized, Elira took a cautious step forward. "Who are you?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "I am Kael," he replied, "the last guardian of the Echo tribe. Our people have protected the jungle's song for centuries, and now it calls to you." Elira's mind raced. The stories she had heard from the villagers about the lost tribe, the mysterious protectors of the forest. Could this be true? Kael's eyes, visible through the mask, held a gentle warmth, full of hope and sorrow all at once. He gestured to the trees around them. This melody is more than music. It is the voice of the jungle spirit. Only those who listen with their hearts can hear it. You, Elira, have been chosen to carry its song. The air seemed to vibrate with the weight of his words. Elira felt a strange mix of fear and wonder. She had followed a sound, yes, but what lay ahead was far greater than she could have imagined. Kael lowered his flute and stepped closer, his voice steady, but filled with meaning. The sound you heard is called the Echo Song. It's an ancient melody passed down through generations of my people, the Echo tribe. It connects the hearts of humans to the spirit of the jungle. Elira listened intently as he spoke, her eyes wide with curiosity. "What does the song do?" she asked. "It heals," Kael replied. "It calms storms, soothes wild animals, and guides lost souls back to safety. It is a bridge between worlds, a language older than words." He lifted his flute again and began to play, a haunting tune that seemed to ripple through the trees. As the melody filled the air, Elira felt something shift inside her. The forest around them responded, flowers gently bloomed, leaves shimmered, and even the animals that had hidden now emerged, calm and curious. Kael's eyes met hers, shining with quiet pride. Only those with the gift of a soundseer can hear and learn the Echo Song. You, Elira, are one of them. Her heart raced. The idea of being chosen was both thrilling and overwhelming. "But why me?" she whispered. Kael smiled softly. "Because your heart listens, the jungle knows, and it has waited for someone like you." For a moment, they played together, a duet of wood and wind. The music wove around them like a living thing, drawing Elira deeper into the magic she had only just begun to understand. Kael's expression grew serious as he lowered his flute. "There is a choice you must make," he said quietly. "To learn the Echo Song fully means to become part of the jungle, to protect it, and carry its secrets. But it also means leaving the world you know behind." Elira's breath caught. The thought of never returning home, never seeing her family again, filled her with a deep ache. "I don't know if I can do that," she admitted, her voice trembling. Kael nodded, understanding. "The jungle will test you. It will show you your fears, your regrets, everything you hold dear. Only by facing these can you truly become a guardian." Suddenly, the air around them grew thick and heavy. Images began to flicker before Elira's eyes, memories of her past, moments with her family, laughter and loss. The jungle was reaching into her mind, challenging her heart. Tears welled up, but beneath the fear was a quiet strength. She realized this was more than a choice about where she belonged. It was about who she wanted to be. The strange melody rose again, wrapping around her like a comforting embrace. Elira took a deep breath and stepped forward, ready to face whatever the jungle would show her next. As dawn broke, the jungle slowly returned to its usual rhythm. The glowing fungi faded, and the soft sounds of birds filled the air once more. But Kael was gone. Where he had stood moments before, only a carved wooden flute remained, resting gently on a bed of moss. Elira picked it up, feeling the weight of history and mystery in her hands. She looked back toward the path leading home, the familiar world waiting beyond the trees. Though she was changed, she knew her journey was far from over. She returned to the camp, carrying the secret of the Echo Song deep within her heart. Years passed, and Elira grew into a woman, her life intertwined with music and stories of the jungle. One night, during a grand concert in a bustling city far from the forest, she played a melody unlike any other, one that echoed with the magic of the jungle. The crowd was silent, mesmerized by the haunting tune. Then, from the shadows at the edge of the stage, a figure watched, a tall silhouette draped in vines and feathers, a familiar wooden mask hiding his face. The song wasn't over. It had only just begun.